also coming in now. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy has appeared to reject the idea that India was contributing to the war in Ukraine by purchasing Russian oil and suggested that US and European Union can offer solutions pertaining to the energy sector that work for India. The Ukrainian president, leading his nation through a war that is set to enter its fourth year in 2026, warned against withdrawing from Indians in conversation with the US-based news broadcaster. No, India is mostly on our side. We do have problems on energy, but those can be managed, is what Zelenskyy said. Karori Singh, interesting statement, of course, being made by Zelenskyy. Is rejected that this theory that India is helping the war.
You see, whatever Zelenskyy is saying is not being subscribed by President Trump. And US being a superpower and the main part of the NATO, that carries more significance, because Trump already spoke at the UN General Assembly that European Union, China and India, they are financing war in Ukraine. So they must stop financing the war through imposing stopping the gas and oil import from Russia. So that Trump is not subscribing that position that India is playing any constructive role in resolving the Ukraine crisis. So Trump's position is different. Though the Trump also met Zelenskyy, and Trump also told that assured the Zelenskyy that whatever the territory has been acquired and controlled by Russia will be reverted to the Ukraine if in any negotiation. These things are going on. So now, in case of Ukraine, Trump is little bit liberal. Earlier, he was pressurizing Zelenskyy for the negotiation, and he told the Zelenskyy is responsible for the Ukraine crisis. But now he has taken a different position during his talk with the Zelenskyy on the sidelines of UN General Assembly. So the Trump's position carrying more significance than the Zelenskyy. Of course, Zelenskyy, because India is not directly financing any way to the Russian war against Ukraine. So the Zelenskyy is right, because India is also sympathetic whatever.
In fact, speaking about China's role in the war as well, the Ukrainian president has appeared to accept that it is not in China's interest to take a stance that is against Russia, and said Iran will never be on the side of Ukraine since it is against the US. Iran will never be on our side because it will not be on the side of the US. With China, it's more difficult because today it's not in their interest to not support Russia, is what Volodymyr Zelenskyy has said. What do you make of this stand that the Ukrainian president has taken on China's position and Iran's position, Karori Singh?
You see that China and Brazil, they proposed the Brazil 6-point program, China's 12-point program long back as a solution of the Ukrainian crisis. So the China and Brazil and Iran, they are more proactive. India is not that much proactive. India's position is any issue and the conflict between the two nations or the more than two nations must be resolved through diplomacy and dialogue. And India's concern is the humanitarian crisis in Ukraine. So India is sympathetic and even sometimes also sent the humanitarian aid to the Ukraine. So India's position is very clear. India don't want to interfere or mediate between the Russia and Ukraine. But at the same time, India has a greater credibility. If India plays a mediating role, both Russia and Ukraine may agree with Indian mediation, not with the Chinese and Brazilian or the Iranian. Iran is a different case altogether, because Iran will stand with Russia. Iran cannot support the Ukraine in any way. Because Iran's position is the anti-West, anti-NATO. So Iran is the different case. But Chinese and Indian case are different in the sense China wants to play proactive pro-Russia role, whereas India wants to play a judicious role, role of a fairness, fair solution of the conflict.
All right. In fact, on the sidelines of the ongoing UNGA, when asked about emerging alliance between India, China and Russia, Finland president has said